Can you share a bit about your journey and becoming and rising to the top of being a sales manager?
Yeah, I entered into retail when I was 16 and I just worked as a cashier and I saw growth in retail. So I continued to work up that ladder and gain trust. I think the learning curve is you think you want to head somewhere, like a specific department or a passion of
Mhm.
yours. And sometimes you worry about chasing the extra dollar.
Welcome back to another episode of Simple Chat. I'm your host, Janine Cassio, CEO and founder of Simple Lending Financial. And today we have a special guest with us, a woman sales manager in a retail position. I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you for inviting me. So glad to be here.
Yes, thank you for doing this. Can you share a bit about your journey and becoming and rising to the top of being a sales manager?
Yeah, I entered into retail when I was 16 and I just worked as a cashier and I saw growth in retail. So I continued to work up that ladder and gain trust and just work with the team. I enjoy talking to people and working with people, my own
Mhm.
development and them. And I just kind of grew from there. And I tried to take a path into like more of a designer box retail. But then I just saw opportunity everywhere. It's not just working in retail. The goal isn't just to go work for a high end designer.
Mhm.
So I found passion in that and more clienteling. So I thought that was the path I wanted to go to. But retail gets complicated. We all
Mhm.
try to leave at one point. I know I did myself. At one point, I was like, okay, I'm done with retail. Let me go try something different. I ended up working very, very shortly for an IT company,
Mm.
marketing and sales for them. And I had weekends off and nine to
Yeah.
five, and I thought that was the dream. And I maybe lasted a month. I was in like four walls, not talking to anybody, and I just couldn't do it. I enjoy talking to people and working with the team, so I saw myself going back and continued with my leadership growth.
Yeah, I love that too because a lot of people say just find the passion in what you do and then make it feel like, that's you want to be there and not like so much of a job.
Totally.
So, you're from the Middle East, right?
Mhm.
Like, and being a leader and from the Middle East and a woman, like, that's all like awesome accomplishments. Like, have you navigated any challenges being from the Middle East and feeling like there might have been culture challenges you had to overcome?
Totally. I think it's really important to try to leave politics outside. We're here to help everyone and assist
Mhm.
everybody. It doesn't matter where you come from, who you are. But I have faced challenges. A lot of people they assume
Mhm.
and they notice, so it could cause some conflict in the workplace, and it definitely has. But I've tried to not focus on it, and I don't entertain it. So I found success in trying to just kill people with kindness and move
Mhm.
forward, whether it is a customer or it is an employee. So
Yeah, because a lot of like I'm a big energy person, so like where your focus goes is
yeah,
where your energy flows. So it's almost like out of sight, out of mind. Like,
totally.
of course, people are gonna have their stereotypes. Actually, what's her last name? That Gibson. She had that book that just came out, Let Them, and it's
Yeah.
like that. Just even that mantra, right? Like, let
Yeah.
them think whatever they want of me, as long as I stay focused and true to my values.
Yeah. I try to focus on like we're here at the end of the day to run a business.
Mm-hmm.
Um it's not about where you're from
Yeah.
and things of that nature. So I try to just focus on that.
Mhm. And people could have their own self-limiting beliefs, like, they think it's other people, but internally, it's, like,
Yeah.
what you kind of think. That's awesome. So, if you were to give any advice, to other women, like, say, even Nadine from 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and you could kinda look back and talk to yourself, like, what would you kind of, like, leave them with?
I think I would focus or give that advice on just worry about yourself,
Mhm.
focus on yourself. I think we get caught up sometimes in putting too much energy into other people or other things, but maybe just not in a negative way. I mean, I definitely put people, I'm a people leader first. So
Mhm.
I do put others before myself, especially like in the workplace, because you
Mhm.
want to see people grow,
Yes.
but you can't forget about yourself. So I think just worry about yourself and think of yourself first
Mhm.
in the most positive way possible. because I've seen challenges and you miss out on a lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that a lot. What was your biggest learning curve from like, just starting in sales and then going from where you're at now?
I think the learning curve is you think you want to head somewhere, like a specific department or a passion of
Mm-hmm.
yours. And sometimes you worry about chasing the extra dollar.
Mm-hmm.
So that could get pretty complicated. But I think you just have to focus on where you want to see yourself in 10 years. I think ambition is a really good thing. Having set goals is a really good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you could very easily get lost in just your day to day life and you a year goes by and you're in the
Yeah.
same place.
Mm-hmm.
You just stay stagnant. Don't get me wrong, longevity is important and it's a good thing. But I think a lot of people make the mistake I did myself too in chasing that extra dollar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm a big like yoga, meditation, journaling.
Yeah.
Would you have any tips or tricks or maybe books that you reference, like maybe when you're not feeling your best self, that you're like, maybe I gotta get back on my game?
Totally. I like to listen to podcasts.
Okay.
I don't have like a favorite book in mind. I
Mhm.
typically read books mainly to help myself better myself as a leader and in work. But I do love to go to yoga as well.
Nice.
Black Swan all the
Okay.
time. And just to get out of my routine. I mean, I'm saying this now, but I it's my day off and I already checked my Teams like 1,000
Yeah.
times and responded to a few emails, but I think really trying to find that work life balance is very, very
Mhm.
important. I also found myself on my days off, I would just stay in my home clothes and I would just stay home and
Mhm.
worry about cleaning and cooking all the time. And we only get 2 days off if you're lucky a week. And I think it's important, even if you are off, like get up and get ready. Wear
Yeah.
clothes that's not your work clothes.
Mhm.
Go out even if it's just for a cup of coffee. It's
Mhm.
just the little things. I like to focus on the little things.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing all your tips and tricks. I loved it. Loved having you. Is there, if anyone wants to like reach out to you, is there a way they could ask you for more advice, or do you have like LinkedIn or Instagram that you
Yeah, totally. I'm on Instagram.
Okay.
LinkedIn is a good way to reach me as well. I do check it pretty often. You can email me.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll drop her Instagram and LinkedIn for you guys to reach out if you have any questions. Thank you so much for tuning in to Simple Chat.
Thank you.